Boo.
Hey, what's up? It's been a minute. Been a hot minute, we think. Maybe. I don't know where you've been. I've been here posting videos consistently. Just 0 views on every single one of them. It's wild. So yeah, it's been about 2 months since I posted a video, and I thought, hey, why not just come roaring back onto the scene with a video that absolutely no one will want to watch? And I know what you're thinking, Autumn, why would you say that? Did you not read the title of the video? Like, you already know. Do you see the runtime here? There's 0 chance of anyone making it all the way through this, okay? I'm not banking on that. So here's the deal. What have I been doing for these past 2 months? Well, a lot. A, floundering. B, wondering. C, wallowing. But also in there, a D, reading. That's right, expanding my big brain, my mind, my woman thoughts. I've been reading the Vampire Chronicles. I've not been doing that just this past 2 months. I've been doing that since AMC's Interview with a Vampire aired in October of last year. And I have finally made it to the end of the Chronicles. So to celebrate, I've decided that I'm going to rank all 13, yes, I said 13 books. There are 13 books in this series by various Lana Del Rey albums. This is the crossover event of the century for Autumn Brown niche interests. But you know, if, against all odds, there's one person out of the 7 billion on this planet that also shares in these very niche interests, hey, hope you find this video, hope you enjoy it. If you don't let me know. I don't want to hear it. I'm only here for validation, not for an actual conversation. For the rest of you who are sticking around for a polite 5 minutes before I drive you away completely with my insanity, thanks. Hope you enjoy what you do stick around for. Get ready for some pure, unadulterated nonsense, okay? Without further ado, let's get into it, okay? You ready? You're not ready. I can tell you're not fucking... I wasn't ready. Book numero uno. Interview with a Vampire. The Vampire, by the way. Not a vampire. I'm tired of seeing people put Interview with a Vampire everywhere. It's the Louis de Pontelac is the Vampire. 2-second summary. Louis de Pontelac, the depressed girly himself in the flesh. It's the 70s. He finds a cracked out reporter and he says, I'm gonna tell you about my life. Are you ready? I'm a vampire. Bet you weren't expecting that. Boom. And the interview is like, oh my gosh, I wasn't. The whole book is Louis recounting his turn into a vampire and his life lived with broke blonde baby trapper bitch Lestat de Liancourt and child vampire Claudia. They lived together, bound by love and hatred for one another for 60 years in New Orleans. 60 years! Until Claudia decides to put the motherfucking merc on Lestat and kills him. Except he pulls his very own Madison Montgomery surprise bitch. Bet you thought you'd seen the last of me by not actually being dead. Comes back. Louis sets him and their townhouse on fire, and him and Claudia escape to Europe to try to find some information about their new species, vampires. Cue fateful meeting with the Theatre des Vampires and their alluring, mysterious leader, Armand. That's right, glasses shift. This is a main girly here, Armand. Remember that name. And yeah, Armand takes one good long tall glass of water to look at Louis and says, oh, I am getting that ass. I'm jumping that booty. That booty is mine. How's he gonna make sure that he can get Louis though? Because Louis is not gonna leave Claudia. Easy, Armand says. We kill the Claudia. Good idea? Good idea, we thinks.
No!
But how's Armand gonna get away with it and make Louis fall for him? Let the scheming begin. Enter none other than broke blonde baby trapper bitch Lestat the Lion Court, pulling yet another Madison Montgomery surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you seen the last me by not actually being dead. Again, looking mustier, dustier, crustier than ever. Gasp, the intrigue. Gasp, the drama. What is he doing here? Well, let me tell you, if there's one thing my guy Lestat is gonna do, it's run that motherfucking mouth of his. He's all, Louis, Claudia, you tried to kill me. It's okay. These things happen. We're a family. We can work it out. We've all been there. We've all attempted to poison, set on fire, throw in a swamp our fathers. It's okay. Meanwhile, Armand is in the corner going, oh, hey besties, did you hear that? Claudia tried to kill her maker. Like, that's not allowed. We should totally kill her. This is all too much for Louis. Lestat is dead? What? He disappears again though when Armand goes to talk with him? What? Is he dead again? These bougie theater nerds are trying to kill him and Claudia? What? He's just trying to make a good life for him and his daughter. What happened to that? So the vamps throw Louis in coffin prison and then leave Claudia out in the sun to get Thanos dusted.
Start? I don't feel so good.
R.I.P. Everyone pour one out for my girl Claudia. Gone too soon. Armand busts Louis out of prison and is all, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I tried to stop them. Louis buys it for a second and does his Louis thing and sets everybody else on fire. Look, this is what Louis de Pointe-de-Lac sees when he looks at the world. Fire zone. Louis and Armand escape into the sunset. Yes, the sunset, not the sunrise, because again, the sun kills vampires, if you didn't know. R.I.P. Claudia, yet again. Surprise though, killing your boyfriend's kid isn't exactly the key to a lasting relationship. Louis and Armand ultimately end up going their separate ways. Meanwhile, the whole time, the whole book, Louis is pining for the love and life lost in New Orleans. What Lana Del Rey album is she? Do you even have to ask? Do you have to ask? Like, it couldn't be anything else. Hello, Born to Die. They're the girlies who started their whole catalogs off, okay? We had no idea what we were in for. Iconic, staples of their era that transcend time. Lives were changed, okay? Vampires were never the same. Depressed girlies were never the same. And there's no remedy for memory. Your face is like a melody. It won't leave my head. Your soul is haunting me and telling me that everything is fine, but I wish I were dead. Dead like you? Like, that's literally... It's as if lonely nights were made for thinking of him. And sometimes I found myself so vividly aware of him. It was as if he just left the room and the ring of his voice were still there. And somehow there was a disturbing comfort in that. And despite myself, I'd envision his face. Listen, no one does moody, suicidal pondering like Louis de Pointe-de-Lac, except for Born to Die era Lana Del Rey. The daddy issues are running rampant. The misery of life, set to gorgeous prose, has clocked in for a 12-hour shift. This is what makes us girls. We don't stick together because we put love first. Vampires say what? Born to Die.
We were born to die.
Book numero 2. The Vampire Lestat. Just so you remember, it's the Vampire with Lestat. Interview with the vampire. 2-second summary. So, whatever happened to that blonde baby trapper bitch Lestat to Lion Court? Did Armand kill him? Is he dead? He's not dead. In fact, he couldn't be less dead if he tried. He is, in fact, a multi-platinum rock superstar.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I did not just have a stroke and string together a random slew of words. That's what he is, okay? His debut album, it sold 4 million copies. 4 million copies, okay? What have you been doing? Not that. And he's here to set the record straight. The multi-platinum selling record straight. He's not broke. He is blonde. He's not a baby trapper bitch. Well, he is. He admits to that. But, like, in his own telling, there's a reason for it. Louis's book, Interview with the Vampire, that is not what Lestat remembers going down. So he's here to tell his version of events, okay? He's here to tell his story. He's here for revenge. He's here to find Louis. And when he does, he's gonna give him a big, old, sloppy kiss on the mouth because he loves him.
What do you mean?
Listen, he's read Louis's book and he's decided, oh, he absolutely needs to be jumping his broody booze bones again. Did you not hear that quote I said earlier? It's as if lonely nights were made for thinking of him. Who's that him? Remember, the Vampire Lestat. The Vampire Lestat. This time, Lestat wants to start on a more equal and honest footing. Because the main rift between Lestat and Louis in Interview with the Vampire and in the past was the fact that Lestat was not forthcoming at all about his own upbringing and his own past and the history of vampires in general. He kept Louis and Claudia in the dark, which generally is ideal for vampires, what with the whole son, no thing. But emotionally, mentally, you don't need to be keeping your vampiric partner in the dark, okay? Darkness is for your physical life, not your romantic life. Remember that. Through his music, Lestat tells the story of his upbringing as the illiterate Marquis of Auvergne.
What up? I'm Jared, I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read.
Where he runs away to Paris with his lover Nicholas to become an actor and make the world their stage until Lestat is abducted from his apartment by the musty mook Magnus, a vampire. Everybody booed! Boo! Magnus, you suck! Magnus turns Lestat against his will and then commits vampire suicide in front of Lestat on the very night he turns him and leaves him with this massive fortune and an eternity of uncertainty and guilt and regret and fear and longing for the life that he no longer has. Desperate for guidance and companionship, Lestat turns his mother Gabrielle, before she dies of sickness, into a vampire. But their troubles don't stop there. The two were terrorized by a cult of vampires known as the Children of Satan. Isn't that fun? Doesn't that sound like a good group that you want to be a part of? And who is it led by? None other than our favorite murder baby, Armand.
What?
That Armand? Yeah, that Armand. We love a familiar face. Lore, backstory, pre-established relationships we had no idea about in the previous book. OMG, gasp. Armand is all, hey hot stuff. You're kind of freaking out my cult by being a bombastic babes who just walks around like he owns the place. So just like join my cult so they will stop freaking out. And Lestat is all, ew, you live in the dirt. No. And Armand is all, well, then die. Lestat is all, don't think so, babes. Hey, guys, you don't have to live in the dirt. You can be hot, like me. Satan doesn't give a shit about you. Everybody clapped. Except for Armand. Armand did not clap. He decidedly did not clap. Armand's cult is busted. Armand is all, you ruined my cult. You ruined my life. At least let me hit it. And Lestat is all, you're pretty, but you're crazy. So pass. Take my old theater though, and you guys can like live in the theater and make a whole new life, thus resulting in lore fact number 2. Not number 2. The Theater des Vampires. Des Vampires? I don't know. I speak English, not French. I'm sorry. Do you see how things are coming together? Dots are being connected. Laces are being tied. Connect 4? She's got 5. Lestat then goes on the hunt for the ancient mysterious vampire known as Marius, whom he finds in Alexandria. Marius confides the secrets of the origins of vampirism to Lestat, revealing that the entirety of the vampiric line can be traced down to the 6,000 plus year old mother and father vampires, Akasha and Enkil, Egyptian pharaoh vampires, the very first to have ever been made. Okay, this is historical shit. Get your anthropology books out. It is all in there. Page 631. Look at it. And Marius says, okay, I know this is fascinating information. You're loving to hear it all. Never tell a soul or I will fucking kill you and everybody you told and everybody you loved. Do you hear me? In the modern times, though, Lestat has decided to spill the beans on all of this. A, to draw out Louis and have their super cute reunion that everybody like awes and cries about. It's precious. B, to say, fuck you, Marius. C, very casual, very cool, reveal vampirism to all humankind, thus resulting in a war against vampires versus humans in which terribly outnumbered, the humans kill all the vampires, thus wiping this evil existence off of the face of the earth forever. It's fine. Isn't that fun? It's casual, it's cool. Don't worry about it. What Lana Del Rey album is the Vampire Lestat? It could only be one. Hello? Ultraviolence is on the phone and she will not be ignored. Both turn their previous work completely on their head. Like, who is this girl? I do not know this girl, but I love this girl. Lana's only soft rock album paired with Lestat's rock star era, I mean, Match Made in Heaven, Say Yes to Heaven, released now on Spotify. You should stream it. Moody, explosive, demanding to be experienced on every level. I tried to look through the book to get some pull quotes for it, and I'd underlined about a quarter of the book. And the same is true for Ultraviolence. Literally, every song a banger. Every line written, a banger. Anne was going off. Lana was going off. I have it on good authority that Lestat to Lion Court listens to West Coast while he's warming up in his dressing room before a performance, okay? Good authority. Girls who know. This, the Vampire Lestat, Ultraviolence, this is the yardstick that all the other girls have to measure up to, okay? We have tragedy, we have love, we have loss, we have destruction, we have discovery, we have lore, we have crisis, we have reunion. It's all there. There's nothing this book doesn't have. There's nothing that album doesn't have. He used to call me DN, that stood for Deadly Nightshade, because I was filled with poison but blessed with beauty and rage. Who does this remind me of? Who could this possibly be? Oh. Book number 3. Queen of the what? Queen of the who? Queen of the where? That one didn't work so much. Queen of the damned. 2-second summary. We've split perspectives for this book, okay? Story being told through multiple characters. Things are changing. So what I didn't mention for the Vampire Lestat is that the book actually ends with a bunch of vampires showing up to Lestat's debut performance in San Francisco to kill him for spilling the tea about all of vampiredom to everybody.
You done messed up, Aaron!
So him and Louis and Armand and Gabrielle and some other buddies are all fleeing the concert when, what's this? These enemy vampires just fucking explode. I'm talking Christopher Nolan, Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer exploding everywhere. Balls of flame in your face. What is going on? They just start freaking Colorado blazing it, my dude. Fires erupting from inside their souls. Naturally, all the vampires are like, what the fuck is happening? Turns out, Mama Vampire Akasha, you remember her. I mentioned her briefly in the last little 2-second summary the literal mother to all vampires. Yeah, so she's heard Lestat's music. It's woken her from her 4,000 plus year coma, and she's decided, you know what? I am a queen, and I've been doing this shit from the sidelines a little bit too long, so I'm gonna be a queen again. And what will be my queendom? Let me think. The world.
Bow down, bitches, bow down, bitches.
I'm gonna kill off all the vampires I don't like because they're musty, dusty, crusty, and I'm gonna kill off all of the male human population except for 10% for breeding purposes. You know, just girly things. We've all been there, okay? I get it. Miss Akasha has been rolling strikes in the men are trash lane. And you know what she says? She says, Lestat, you were everything wrong about men. Do you want to be my prince forever? Yeah. I'm gonna make you my prince forever. Cool? Cool. So she kidnaps Lestat and just starts her fun little genocide on the vampires and humans. Listen, you thought Vampire Rock Stars was whack? You don't even fucking know what whack is. Do you remember when this series was just about a brooding picture of what an eternal life plagued by Catholic guilt would be? Yeah, we've left that in the past. Miss Rice has called in and she said, operator, it's time to change the motherfucking game. We meet a whole cast of ancient and not so ancient new vampires who are trying to figure out a way to stop Akasha because, oh yeah, they can't kill her because she contains the sacred fount that gives life to all vampires everywhere.
What?
What are you gonna do with a villain like that? Not much. The sacred what? You heard me, the sacred fount. So 6,000 plus years ago, Akasha and Enkil kill the tribe of these cannibal witches named Maharet and Makare. And they don't take very kindly to that. So Makare, bad witch number 1, is all, I'm gonna send my baddest guy after you. So she calls up this evil spirit Amel and is like, hey Amel, go do some witchy weirdo woo-woo on this queen and king over here. And he does. Except Amel goes freaking sicko mode and enters Akasha's body after a coup attempt in which she is dying and physically enters her body upon the exact moment of death, thus reanimating her life in a never before seen way, creating a human spirit hybrid that craves blood and can't be seen by the big fiery ball in the sky. Yeah, vampires are a spirit human parasite. Fun. You didn't know? Anyway, in modern times, Makari and Maharet meet up yet again because they were turned into vampires by Akasha as punishment way back when. You know, it's a whole thing. They come back, say bye-bye to Akasha's head, eat her brain, thus transferring the vampiric core from Akasha to Makare. Because as we all know, evil spirits live in the brain. That's where the bad thoughts come from. Everybody cheered. Life on Earth has been saved. Listen, this is important lore here, okay? These are consequential events. This shit will pop back up later, so lock it in. You will be quizzed on this. Anyway, the main vampire group decide to eternal slumber party at Armand's super chic, super modern resort called Night Island. Get an invitation. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't. It's for vampires only. Also, remember the interviewer from the first book, The Interview with a Vampire? Yeah, we find out after that book is published, Armand becomes Mariah Carey obsessed with Daniel, aka the interviewer, and thus births the unrivaled Devil's Minion chapter of The Queen of the Damned, where the psychosexual tension between the cherubic Armand and the thrill-seeking Daniel culminates in Armand turning the only person he has ever turned in his 500+ year existence, okay? Someone give me a glass of milk, because this shit is spicy. This is spicy. What album is it though? What album? Queen of the Damned is Norman fucking Rockwell, for sure. And I know a lot of people, and by a lot of people, I mean the people who are living in my head, are going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Because a lot of people consider Queen of the Damned to be the best of the best out of the Vampire Chronicles. A lot of people consider NFR to be the best of the best out of Lana Del Rey albums, considered magnum opuses of either one's catalogs. And I love both. Don't get me wrong, I friggin' love both. But as we've established, they're not my faves. That's held by the previous works, okay? They're both excellent, superb, tell complete masterful stories, which is especially impressive for Anne Rice because sometimes she can ramble a little bit, she can meander a little bit. This has no rambling, this has no meandering, this is all plot, this is all important, this is it. But they're not my very favorites. Queen of the Damned is packed with fascinating new lore, fascinating plot, just wonderful characterization and fleshing out of all previously established characters all around. Goddamn, man-child, you fucked me so good that I almost said I love you. You're young and you're wild, but you don't know half of the shit you put me through. Literally every single person in the vampire world who has come into contact with Lestat de Lioncourt has said this at some point in time. I know Akasha took one look at him and heard those opening strings right along in her head. Also, fuck it, I love you. That's Devil's Minion to a T. Devil's Minion to a T. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're slow. The culture is lit and I had a ball. Book number 4, The Tale of the Body Thief. Do you hear that? Let me flip some pages. Do some Vampire Chronicles ASMR. 2 seconds summary. Depressed and racked by guilt by the events of the previous books, Lestat is not feeling like his typical goofy, silly self. He murdered a lot of people. Like a lot of people. Like a couple thousand humans. He fire blasted a bunch of them. And now he's super powerful because he drank the blood of the mother. Could you stop blowing your horn? And received a super turbo vampire power upgrade and is feeling pretty freakish compared to his normie beloveds. He tries to kill himself, in fact, by going into the sun in the Gobi Desert, but finds he's in fact too powerful to be burnt to a crisp by the sun now. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, Autumn, call Billy and Mandy because this is freaking grim. It's fine. He gets like a cool little tan in the process. He gets over it. Everybody's good. Everybody's fine. But he's feeling pretty bummy about vampiredom right now. Enter, stage right, Raglan James, a self-proclaimed body switcher. What? That's right, you heard me. We're talking souls exiting one body, entering another.
What? What are you talking about?
He makes a deal with Lestat to let him live in his mortal body for 2 days for $20 million. That's a lot of money. A lot of money, especially in the 90s when these books were written. A lot of money and the chance to be a vampire for a little bit of time. Just dabble in it, get a taste. By the way, I should mention that humans still don't believe in vampires. They leave the events of the previous book as mass hysteria and unexplained deaths and occurrences. And the works of Louis the Vampire and Lestat the Vampire is just works of very charismatic stage presences. But Raglan James, this guy Fox Mulder I want to believe. Despite all good sense, which Lestat does not have, he agrees to forego his vampire existence to experience life for that oh so ever alluring elixir called mortality. Because most of the vampires in Anne Rice's books despise their vampiric nature and crave their lost humanity. Don't we all? Surprise though, Raglan has absolutely no intentions of giving Lestat his beautiful banging body back. He makes like a basketball and bounces, leaving Lestat mortal and powerless to stop him. Who could have seen that coming? Who would have ever thought such a thing could happen? I'm shocked. This is shocking news. Lestat buddies up with this old fart named David Talbot, who he met up at the end of last book. David is a member of the Talamasca, an ancient scholarly order whose whole job is to investigate supernatural creatures and phenomenon that take place in the world. So David is one of the very few people on the planet who actually believes in the existence of vampires and knows about Lestat and agrees to help him to get his vampire body back. This whole time, Lestat is also being haunted by the beautiful baby girl, Claudia. Remember her? Louis and Lestat's dark child, evil of his evil. Claudia broke his heart. Let's pour another one out for my girl, Claudia, R.I.P. We miss you. Claudia broke his heart, and she's here to break it a little more. Listen, Lestat is going through it. What album is she, though? The Tale of the Body. The Tale of the Body Thief is Lust for Life.
Climb up the age of the Hollywood sign.
And this is another scenario where the people in my head are like, yeah, that checks out. Because Lust for Life and The Tale of the Body Thief are both sorely looked down upon by members of the respective communities. And listen, hey, I'm here to say stop that. Both of these projects get pooped on way too much, and that's just because their haters simply do not know how to have fun. Both are wild rides that cross all genre lines to entertain those grateful few who appreciate the masterpieces that both of these projects are, okay? Lestat body swapping with a mortal and almost immediately killing himself because he trips and almost breaks his neck. Iconic. He catches pneumonia like 5 hours later because he's walking around wintry downtown DC through a blizzard in like tennis shoes and slacks. What an idiot. Like, he ends up in the hospital. He almost dies within 24 hours of being immortal. Him being revolted by the process of going to the bathroom again as a human, brother, same. I gagged too. He adopts a dog named Mojo. He bangs a nun. The sleigh never stops, mortal or immortal. His interactions with Louis in this book, oh my god, so very I fall to pieces when I'm with you. My cherries and wine, rosemary and thyme, and all my peaches are ruined of them. The church scene at the end, Lestat is all, you abandoned me in my time of need. I hate you. I want to kill you. I might just still. Yeah, I burned down your freaking house. Your musty, dusty shithole of a shabby little house that I can't believe a rat would even live in. I burned that motherfucker to the ground. Yeah, also, I'm rebuilding the townhouse that we used to live in as a family with a daughter for 60 years. Do you want to move in and help me decorate and watch TV? Bitch. Like, relationship of all time. My boyfriend is back and he's cooler than ever. They're just beautiful people with beautiful problems. Lust for Life? That's what this whole book is about. Lestat finally ditches the idea that mortality and getting to die is more sacred than being able to exist as a vampire. And he's got a lust for life now, baby. And he is gonna see this life out till the end of frickin' time. We love to see it. Is this the end of an era? Is this the end of America? No, it's only the beginning. Book number 5. Memnoch the Devil. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Autumn, this is quite simply a lot. This is a lot. And I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. And that's why, thankfully, the next book, Memnoch, it tones it down for us. It's a calm, simple Mother Goose of a story compared to the other books. Oh wait, I'm lying.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
You think body swapping, primal foul, evil spirit, vampirism, possession is weird? Wait till you fucking meet Memnoch. Who's Memnoch? Oh, I'll tell ya. The mother freaking devil.
What?
That's right. the Devil. This book is very different from all the others. It's theological, it's ideological, it's metaphysical. And I know what you're thinking. Autumn, all of the other books are all of those things. Okay, well, not like this. We start out following Lestat as he hunts down his prey. Who is his prey? Roger, a big-time drug lord. Lestat ends up killing him, draining him, and what's this? Roger's back. He's a ghost. Lestat has a conversation with him at a bar. Fun! Talking to ghosts. Autumn, this is freaky deaky. You don't even know what freaky deaky means, okay? Because this whole time, Lestat is also being haunted by this demonic presence. Ooh. Clutch my pearls. I'm getting scared.
I'm scared.
Turns out this demonic presence, who is it? Who is it? The ultimate demon himself, the actual devil. Isn't that cool? It's the devil, come to proposition Lestat himself to help in his war against God. Paging Gwen Stefani because this shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Boo. It's editing Autumn. I just thought I would pop in here really quick because I didn't really mention in the video that so Memnoch kind of takes Lestat on like a fun little journey through time to explain his perspective on things and be like, so this is why I'm the devil, be my right hand guy. So yeah, just have that as a preface. Like they're journeying through time in the next chunk of the book. Listen, this is a hard book to summarize and explain, okay? Things are gonna get left out, I'm sorry. Then we get to the middle part of the book where we start to lose the girlies a little bit. It's very heady and dense about the creation of the world, starting with atomic fission and primordial goop. Not the Gwyneth Paltrow stuff either, so it's not exciting. But then Memnoch gets to the fall, not the season in which I was named after, the fall of himself being cast out of heaven and the creation of hell, which was very interesting and absolutely did not send me into a little bit of an existential crisis where I had to count to 300 really fast multiple times in a row. And then the ending? Fucking nuts. Dude. This is one of my favorite endings. It's bleak. It's horrific. Okay, Lestat has to fight his way out of literal hell. He gets his eyeball clawed out. He comes back to the real world with the Veil of Veronica, a much debated piece in history, which most historians are like, it's a fake thing that has the imprint of Jesus's face and his own blood on a veil by this woman named Veronica. Lestat then Hoover sucks Roger's daughter of her period blood. What? Don't worry about it. And then starts a religious revival around the Veil of Veronica, sending millions into a frenzy, including vampires even. Armand goes into the fucking sun. He fucking explodes. I'm talking A-bomb shit. He's gone. Call up Christopher Nolan. That man is Oppenheimer exploded.
I will remember you.
Lestat straight up loses his mind and then is bound in magical vampire hair chains made by Mahared, and then has his eyes sent back to him by Memnoch, thanking him for his help for the religious cause, sending everything that Lestat just went through up into flames, into doubt, into question. Is Memnoch the devil? Is God even real? Did the 2019 Cats movie really happen? These are the questions zipping through Lestat's mind, and he just can't take it. He goes fucking catatonic, doesn't move, doesn't speak for years. Like, this is Jiffy peanut butter with extra crunch nuts. Also, fun fact, Lestat drank the blood of Christ on his way to Golgotha, and Jesus moaned.
What?
Cheers to freaking that, right? Is this wine or is this Jesus blood? You'll have to tell me. What's that album? Okay, I'm gonna have to cheat here, but some cheating is gonna be required because As I said before, there are 13 Vampire Chronicles books and only 9 Lana Del Rey albums. So the math does not math. I've had to get a little creative here, but that's what I like doing. That's what we all enjoy, right? We're here for me to get creative. Memnoch is a collection of all of Lana's interludes. Bear with me here. I'm going to explain. Memnoch itself is kind of a strange, trippy interlude. I read somewhere that Anne was actually intending on ending the Vampire Chronicles with this book. This was going to be it for her. And this book does kind of feel like an end, but at the same time, it feels like a beginning because it completely changes the trajectory and the rest of the way that the following stories are told. Much like an interlude. It lets you know this chapter of the storytelling is done. We're starting a new chapter now. The beginning of the story is very John Baptiste interlude. Like it's weird, but I'm having fun. Like I'm just enjoying the vibe that we're writing on here. And then we get to the middle section, which is very Judas Smith interlude for me, and that it produced very deep religious anxiety in me.
And the Spirit of God says, I'll infuse you with...
I'm sorry, Lana. It's the only genuine skip that you have for me. I can't take it. I have too much religious childhood trauma backed up for me to listen to that one. I'm sorry. And as I said, you made me go into a couple of spirals with the middle of your book here. And then the book goes so burnt Norton. Like... time present and time past are both perhaps present and time future, and time future contained in time past. If all time is eternally present, all time is unredeemable. That's the motherfucking vibe, okay? And then, boom! Ends with the trio interlude from Blue Bannisters. Just whiplash-inducing what the fuckery going around. Lana girlies, you know, you get it. We all remember where we were when we listened to the serene, relaxing trifecta intro of Textbook, Blue Bannisters, and Arcadia, and then had our frickin' Honda Civic doors blown off by the bass drop of the interlude trio. That's the ending of Memnoch. I had to put the book down at one point and pace around my apartment at 12:30 in the morning for an hour because I just couldn't take it anymore. Yes, it was at the Jesus Moaned thing. What's up? It's Editing Autumn again. I initially planned on this just being one crazy ass long video, and then I decided, no, that's a terrible idea. So I'm splitting up into 3 parts. As such, I did not film an outro for this video, so here we go. Hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for part 2. Hopefully it's coming soon. We'll see. Bye!